Good morning, everybody. This is Ministries Rebecca Conroy coming to you from Black, Missouri. I just got out of church service in Ironton, Missouri. Well, Arcadia Valley, Missouri. Really good church service. It was Arcadia Valley, I believe, Assembly of God. When you head out of Arcadia Valley, kind of heading towards Fredericktown. Really good church service. The minister really had something powerful that he said during that service, and it actually really lit a fire under my hind end. He said, he was talking about how he was praying over the church and wanting the seats to be filled and stuff like that, and how the Lord said to him, I didn't send you here to preach, I sent you here to reach. And that is so true for every one of us. The will of God is that all of us make it to heaven. All of us are reached. And so as you go throughout the days, you're not just a teacher, you're not a preacher, you're not a mom, you're not, you are, yes, but the Lord wants us to reach people. That is his number one goal in our life, his will for our life is to reach the lost, I know he kept speaking about it through all of his scripture, and even when he was with his disciples, he was showing them, this is how you're going to do it, this is how you're going to do it. The preacher said a few things, and I kind of want to reverse it a little bit. He said, it's not, are you believing, how did he put it? It's not the way that you preach and teach, it's also the way that you walk. Well, I have to challenge that as well, because I see a lot of us Christians, we supposedly walk the walk, but we never get our hands dirty. I don't mean like get into sin and all that stuff. I mean, like, I see a lot of Christians, we walk a good life, we stay separate from the sin of this world and stuff like that, but we never really see them reach out past that. And the preacher made a challenge that bring one person to church. One person to church would double the church in one Sunday. And yes, that's true. And there's two challenges I have, or two statements I have here. If you go invite somebody to church and they're not attending, you need to be thinking why. I'm going to kind of get a little mean with you guys. A lot of Christians during my separation divorce invited me to their church, and I didn't want to go to their church because I had been watching them and seeing how they act, and how much do they really study the word, how much do they really know the word. And honestly, a lot of these Christians that have been in a church for 20, 30, 40 years are still baby Christians. And I thought in my mind, no, I don't want to go to a church where you're just sitting and you're just never retaining anything. I want to go to a church that you're on fire with God, and you're on fire and you stay on fire. And so, think about that. When you invite someone to church, not only ask yourself, well, I wonder why they didn't attend, because I'm sure, life is busy and our culture is very busy, but also think, maybe they didn't attend because the things that they've been seeing in your life haven't been lining up with the scripture and what you have put as a Facebook page, or a fake profile, or your mask up. They see you at work as somebody totally different than people see you at church. And so think about that when you're witnessing as well. You people that, you live for Christ, you stay separate from sin and everything like that, also realize that you need to study the word yourself. You don't need to have a pastor fill you up every Sunday. You should be going to church already full. You should already be going to church, already worshiping in the car and just preparing and just getting excited. And then when you get to church and you hear rhema, a word spoken over you that maybe you missed or something like that, the Lord is actually trying to speak to you, catch that, write it down, and realize that he is speaking to you. But the pastor, really good sermon, loved it, no complaints. I just want to take that out there and say that if you're inviting people to church and they're not attending, it might not just be the people you're inviting. It might also be having something to do with you also. Trying to get us on board. Our will for our Father's will for us is to reach the lost. And I'm sorry, but if you're a Christian and you've been a Christian all your life and you can't even reach one, and I'm not saying, bringing one to church. I'm saying literally witnessing, reaching, praying for them. When they have a situation, they call you up and say, could you please pray? If you can't even get one person to do that in your life, you maybe need to be examining your own. I'm kind of getting a little mean there, I guess, but we need to grow. So just be thinking about that, and just know that we're all needing to improve. I needed to improve too. And I'll actually talk about one of the things that I needed to improve on in my next video. All right, I love you guys. I had a great Sunday morning. Anybody that's looking for local churches, Caledonia Hope Church is an awesome church. Another one is Ironton, the Arcadia Valley Assembly of God is a really good church that has started up. I mean, it's been there for a while, but they got a new pastor in, and nothing against the old pastor at all. But it seems like it's really going someplace. I don't know. I sense there's some change, there's some moving there. So those are two great churches. Just check them out, and let's see what God will do. All right, bye-bye.